Thank you, Eduardo. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Herminia. I'm a PhD student here in Valencia, and I'm starting my thesis based on XVIII Oak Forest Natural Self-Establishment after mine reclamation. I'm also with Miguel and Juan. I'm presenting something similar. I hope don't boring you. Well, starting. Coal mining in the north of Valencia has highly affected landscape and ecosystems. Some of these lands has not responded to a good approach, and today some of these ecosystems are facing a slow and very hard recovery. This study analyzes the recovery and the natural self-establishment of a Quercus petrea oak forest in the north of Valencia. This is located in an old coal mine called XVIII that was restored in the 90s. This open coal mine that was restored is located near the village of Guardo in Valencia, in the north of Valencia. The first thing we have to notice and to study when we want to analyze the recovery of a forest system is the main limitation factors that the ecosystem is going to face. First of all, we find that this ecosystem is under a subhumid Mediterranean climate with 2 months of summer drought. This, with an absence of soil structure with low capacity to store water, sums up in a water stress, a water deficit for the seedlings. These seedlings also face a pressure of higher herbivory caused by domestic livestock and wild ungulates. Also, the presence of shrubs in the ecosystems play a facilitator role under stress conditions for the seedlings. This is called a nurse effect. How do they do this? Well, they favor the conditions for the seedling establishment, improving the soil conditions, improving the microenvironment under them, and also defending the seedlings of the oak from their herbivory. Some of these shrubs are Genista florida or Cytisus scoparius. We know this happens in a short-term permanence of the seedlings in the first years of the establishment of the seedlings, but we are not sure about this effect in a long-term permanence. For this study, the objectives that we aim to achieve are the following ones. We want to characterize XVIII Oak recruitment dynamics over time. We want to study the microenvironment improvement from shrubs in a long-term permanence, as I said. And also, we want to analyze the annual growth and survival of the XVIII Oak in this mine. For this purpose, we established a study area near Guarda, as I said, in the old coal mine of XVIII, structured in 3 zones. Zone 1 and 2 are facing north, and Zone 3 is facing south. This mine, this study area is structured in a forest mine gradient where we find plots of 2 per 2 meters where we can distinguish between forest, plot in mine 1, it's like the edge between the forest and the mine, and finally the plot in mine 2, this will be the farthest from the forest and more affected by stressful conditions and where the shrubs are more presented. For the sampling data, data has been collected during 14 years, since 2010 until 2023. Some of these data that we have collected are recruitment, survival of the seedlings, growth such as height, diameter, annual growth, life and dead branches, also signs of herbivory and the microenvironment caused by the shrubs, as the protection, the type of shrub, and also the height. As I said, this has been done for 14 years. By the moment, we have analyzed the forest, the mine 1, and the mine 2, but we only analyze the data from mine 2. As I said, these are the plots farther from the forest and more affected by stressful conditions with more presence of the shrubs. We have a total of 9 plots analyzed. These are some of the results that we have. First of all, we see here 3 different graphics, differentiated by the type of zone they are presented. These show the dynamics of the individuals over the 14 years. We can see they evolve differently depending on the zone they are. For example, in zone 2, we see a different tendency than in zones 1 and 3. We can see that zone 2 has a big slope, also is very shady, and is facing north. Also, we can see that in zones 1 and 3, there is a recruitment peak in 2015. If we analyze each cohort over time, also here we input 2008 and 2009. This is not a mistake. These were established as a measure estimated in 2010. We can see there is a tendency very similar each year from each cohort, but we can notice that the years 2009, 2010, and 2015 represent the alternate bidding year, the years with the most recruitment peak year. We can see this also in these pie charts that start in the alternate bidding year of 2015. We can see how the cohort from 2015, shown in purple, evolves, decreasing the number of individuals over time until 2023, where it's starting to disappear. On the other hand, we found that the cohorts from 2009 and 2010, shown in green, are not decreasing. In fact, we can see that in 2023, the highest percentage of seedlings that still survival are from these cohorts from 2009 and 2010. With this, we can assure that most of the seedlings that we have are at least 14 years old. Now, if we analyze the median height per zone, we can see that in 14 years, there has been an increase, mostly in the zone 3, where the increase is higher than in zones 1 and 2. This could be good, but if we notice the units indicated here, centimeters, we see that this height in 14 years, as I said, for an oak, for a tree, is not very high. This is not too much, and this is a matter of concern for us and a matter to study. Finally, in this graphic, I present the growth, the tendency of the growth over the 14 years for each zone. We can see the same tendency as in the box plots, looking that in the zone 3, the growth is higher than in the other zones, but most of the growths are not very high, and for an oak, this is concerning. Well, ending with these results, we have analyzed the recruitment, the survival, the dynamics of the individuals, and also the poor growth. With this, our next objectives is to study the sessile oak ecophysiology. We want to analyze the photosynthetic activity of the trees, the stomatal conductance, and the water potential. Why we want to do this? Well, we try to give an answer to this question. Is the microenvironmental improvement under shrub enough to mitigate the water deficit suffered during summer drought? We want to analyze with this how the shrubs affect the seedlings over the year, over the days, overnight, over day. We want to know how this affect in a long-term permanence over the seedlings. This is it for now. Thank you for your attention.